And can I ask you, Chairman, why you didn't see fit to ask any of the employees at the time as to regards the said incident and what their knowledge of the said incident was?
Are you referring to any particular employee?
Well, myself or any of the other employees.
Were you there at the time?
I was.
Well, it's strange now to say that in the evidence delivered in the court, you were not mentioned.
I'm not saying I was there present at the night. I was present in...
And I'll thank you for saying that, because I think this is the issue, that the fishery was being watched by a team of IFI officers, and they saw everybody there.
Yeah, but you gave an undertaking to look into it on the shareholders' behalf to what happened.
I've done that.
Yeah, but I'm asking you who you asked and who came back
I
with
didn't
the...
ask you because you weren't there.
But I was a member of the staff, and as being a member of the staff, I would have heard...
I could have asked, you see.
Would you like...
There was so much rumour running around there that I would not deal with it. The court is what decided the matter, and I was happy with that, and I think the company is happy with that. If you're not happy with it, then I think you have to accept it. I'm not happy.
So would you like to hear...
Close to the team, it was close to the new car, you know, they can throw
The
it.
IFI officer was allowed to make a statement, and the statement covered the incident. Quite clearly. What it didn't cover, but it covered the people that were there, because he mentioned them all. The judge was not fully happy with that, but he mentioned them all.
How many people were mentioned?
Three.
3 people.
Was there a board director member mentioned?
Sorry?
Was there a boardman director mentioned on that?
You see, that was an open court. The names were given,
So there was.
so there was.
Okay, so there was a boardman involved in the incident.
No, there was a boardman on the premises.
Okay. And did the boardman leave the fishery at the same time as the
The
man?
boardman left the fishery at 10 o'clock as everybody else did.
At the same
And
time?
locked up.
At the same time?
Same time.
At the same time as the person with the bag of
Yeah.
fish? So they left together?
That's different.
But they
They
left
left
together?
at the same time.
But they left together?
They left at the same time.
Because the two on the spot finds were at the same time. And if you read the letter that you sent out to us, it tries to make out that the two episodes were separate, that they happened at two different times, which is a conflict.
Like, he gave that evidence in the court.
I'm not saying he didn't. My argument is, on your letter that you sent out, it makes out there was two separate incidents on the same day. What I'm
No, it did not say that.
Well, what I'm making the point is that the director that's involved left the fishery at the same time as the man with the bag of fish.
Everybody leaves the fishery at 10 o'clock at night.
And this, so basically you're telling us the director had no knowledge about the bag of fish,
What bag of fish?
the fish that were not tagged. There was more than
No
one.
bag mentioned at all.
Okay, then the fish that were not tagged.
This is where I'm going, that the amount of rumour around this, the Paul Conlon, who was the IFI officer, had a clear statement. There's no mention of a
Have
bag
you
of
got a
fish.
copy of that statement?
I don't have it.
And it's,
It was given an open court.
yeah.
There may be a record, I don't know if even if the papers report it, but it was given an open court, so I wasn't that.
So basically, the director that's involved, would he be there the day-to-day running of the club?
Now, where are we going with this thing?
I'm just asking the question. I'm trying to get to the end of this, to the bottom of it.
I think it was dealt with in the court in May. And
But
it-
we're dealing with this, with the image of our club, right? Not to do with, that law is to do with the government. This is to do with our club and the image of our club and the people that are supposed to be running our club. That's what we're discussing here, not law. We're not looking for law. We're just looking to know exactly what happened on the night.
Mhm.
Now, if anyone has any interest, if you had come to me, I could fill you in on some of it.
Go ahead and tell us now.
Well, the next morning I was working, and Mr. Glennon came to work and asked me, did I hear what happened the previous night? And I said, no. So he says, come down and we'll have a drink of tea. So I went down and we had a drink of tea, where he informed me himself and the other shareholder had been caught by IFI leaving the premises with fish untagged. And they got 2 on-the-spot fines for fish they had caught the previous evening and not filled into their logbooks. And that they were going to go ahead with the case, deal with the other fish with a case in court. And basically it was suggested that I had some way of orchestrating this to set him up.
Well, I know
No,
nothing
that
about
is not true,
I know
Benji.
nothing about
That is true.
No,
It's true with
I know
I have 2
nothing about
kids.
that. And I think, no, I think we've had
That's
enough.
right.
Of
What?
that. I think I'm happy enough with that enough. We went through the board, the person who did the farm
Sorry, but
made this statement. And
why do you want behind the court, you know, if we know ourselves, why do you have to hide behind the court? I'm only saying, very simple, if the misdemeanor was done, right, somebody responsible for, people get fined, but I say, who was supervisor? A member of the board that was supervisor in here, you see these things happen, and he's responsible for what is happening. That, I don't care damn about.
Well, I said
you know.
No fish left the fishery that night without being tagged.
I don't know.
Well, that
I'm
is
saying
telling
that-
down there is lies, and no fish
And
ever leaves out the
that's
fishery
what
without
was
being
given in
tagged.
court. I think we'll have enough.
What happens outside on the road, that's your business. Not
So you're telling me he tagged the fish inside in the fishery and he took the tags out when he got to the road? Is that what you're saying?
The fish is flying up the.
You're telling lies, I can't answer you.
Now,
Well, that's your opinion on whether I'm telling lies or not.
The officer
Should take you up.
clearly said that one fish was caught.
Should take you up for running this carry as well, and the proof will come out.
And we found in the same members town 3 additional fish. And that was fine, and I don't mind, I don't care that. He did not
No
say,
supervisor,
he
he had
never
to
said
within
anything about taking out the bag of fish or anything like that. That was
But
his
he said, the fish was put on the board, it was supervised by the member of the board in there. So the member of the board is responsible for that misdemeanor.
For which misdemeanor?
The people didn't tag, the people take out the
Sorry,
fish.
the fish was tagged, and one fish is all that was caught. And these people were watching, this is, I'm totally confused with myself. These people had a number of teams watching the fishery. And they saw one fish being caught. When he searched the member's car, he found no, but no evidence given that 3 fish additionally were caught. And that's where
I
I'm
don't
confused.
argue about the number or something like that. If I catch a fish in there, right, I'm telling you things, the fish don't go in my car by the Holy Ghost, you know what I mean? Somebody put in there, somebody is catching the fish. In this particular case, where the supervisor was looking in there, to see these things happen, he did not. So that put the snare in our problem. It's now, you can go around as much you want it.
Yeah.
We want clear, that's all, and it's finished. But don't
I
hide
don't
behind
know,
the court. No hide behind the court, the court is yours, he said.
Because, well, I'm the only one there, anybody could have been there, to listen to the and the statement said one fish was caught. According to and no fish left the fishery that evening that wasn't tagged. So where they came from, I don't know.
You probably don't know, but somebody must know.
Chairman, you can clear it up now. The individuals supposedly concerned are here in the hall tonight. This is the one opportunity in the year that we get to clear up things. If the people concerned would give an account of what happened on the night, that could be the end of the matter.
That says a lot. That does say a lot.
I've handed that to them for
Why not? Very simple. People member in here, the over here, they can stand up, if there are any dogs in there and say, that's what happened, and that's what it's not. We don't have to defend them.
You look at the,
I'm not defending anybody, I'm saying I don't know.
you look at the cameras.
You don't know, the only thing you're.
Sorry, Chairman, we have a camera system out there that we put in at the time that cost a lot of money. Did we go back and look through the camera to see what happened?
We did,
And
we didn't see anything.
nothing. The fish just,
Technically done.
the fish just appeared.
Bad cameras.
She's a terror.
Well,
And all the
that
money we
is
spent.
expensive. They're thermal cameras, so you can't get direct image.
I'm on about the other cameras, the
That,
other
you know yourself, that camera faces up the river. It doesn't face down the road.
Which one?
That addresses that question.
You're telling me the other cameras
The
don't?
drone camera focuses up the river
Yeah,
between fishermen. The thermal cameras.
but the cameras I'm on about, there's cameras around the office that would have seen people leaving, the time they left together, you know.
There is no confusion with that. We know what time everyone left it.
But the confusion most people have is that nobody normally will get out of Ballisodare Fishing Club from the falls without tagging fish, and definitely won't have 3 or 4 of them in their car, or whatever the number is. And definitely the director involved in it would make sure of that. And it's a great surprise to me that seemingly he has no,
But I think
nothing
the
to
director has already answered, the fish was tagged. When it left the premise.
the fish was tagged.
Is that not what you say?
Who?
The fish was tagged when it left the premise.
Which fish? And then what
Does the
happened?
director not-
Yeah, and then what was said was, if it comes out of the fish after it leaves the fishery,
Yeah,
it's
that's-
nothing to do.
Well, it's
Well,
not-
I don't see them just falling out of fish.
The inconsistency for me is that the people who are watching the fish only saw one fish being caught.
And on the
So I
spot,
don't know, I just don't know.
can you clarify the on the spot fines? Seemingly they were saying that their on the spot fines were for fish that were caught and released the previous evening. That's not what was said in the court. The court said the fish were caught for the on spot fines were fish that were caught the previous evening and were not filled in. Sorry?
There were two separate things entirely. An on-the-spot fine was issued there and then.
Yeah.
Not dealt with in the court other than to mention that an on-the-spot fine was issued.
Yeah, but in your report you said that the 2 on the spot fines were for fish that were caught and released the previous evening.
I have the report here, but I think that was only one fish.
And in the court it stated that the on the spot fines were for fish that were caught and killed the previous evening, that had not been put into the log.
That was in one case.
And whose case was that?
That was the director's case.
The director's case. So he killed a fish not filled in his logbook.
He released the fish.
But that's not what it stated in
That's what said
That's-
the report is going
what report?
the one I issued.
Yeah, that's your report, but in the case when it came up with IFI, it was stated that.
That didn't go into court at all. It was an on-the-spot fine and dealt with there and then. In other
So,
words,
so the on,
fish was
so,
caught and released, but not for caught in the law.
so the warrant for fish that were killed,
No,
and you're 110% sure of that.
that's.
150, Lindsay.
Oh, that's great. That's the first bit of clarity all night then for 150.
Now, anything else on the minutes?
So to say, Chairman, that I mean, there's still a very grey area, and
Yeah.
I am not happy with the non-explanation that we got here tonight. Done your best to
Well, I
explain
don't
from your
have
point of
that
view.
explanation, I can assure you, I wasn't very keen either, but, the member did point out that he paid his dues, in the court, he paid a lot of money actually, and he felt that he had got his trial, which he's entitled to, and he's entitled to his peace from there on. And I couldn't get any more out of it. We did, as I said, suspend it.
Now, I just want one more thing to hear, right? First year fishing, I just borrow it.